That way, lawmakers, balked at bringing back the initiative process last year. And some lawmakers openly argue they don't believe voters should be able to just change the state constitution, even though that is the way it used to be. The state Supreme Court overturned the ballot initiative process 2 years ago during the medical marijuana legal fight, arguing that when the process was created, the state had 5 congressional districts. Since that number had dropped to 4 districts, the law was invalid. State Senator David Blunt wants to bring it back.
There are things that the people of Mississippi want that this legislature has refused to do. Medical marijuana being the most recent example. And the people need that right. So if the legislature is failing to address those basic concerns that the people want, they need the option to get signatures and put it on the ballot.
Blunt's proposal would require 12% of the number of voters who cast a ballot in the previous governor's election to have to sign a petition to bring a measure up for a statewide vote.
So if the initiative on there where people could speak to that, then that would be, you would get more input from most of the voters in Mississippi.
It should be more. If not, you're going to have a lot of things voted on that people don't even know what they're voting on.
Last year, some lawmakers pushed back on the idea of returning the ballot initiative, certainly one that enables residents to change the Constitution, which was the case before the High Court stepped in.
So I think the ballot initiative should come forward and it should be available for the people for statute and maybe not for constitutional changes.
But some lawmakers are not in support of voters even passing state laws without first going through the legislature.
I don't want to become California. I think we need a higher standard. I want to make sure that before I vote on a bill, the standards are high and that we're not going to allow anybody and everybody to have an opinion. The reason we're here today is because they elected us to make law, and so that's the way I want to keep it. 23 states allow the ballot initiative process. Mississippi may once again, but clearly the early sticking points hinge on whether voters can change a measure constitutionally or just introduce a new state law, and how many voters it would take to bring a ballot initiative back up for a vote. Live at the state capitol, Scott Simmons, 16 WAPT News.